In the last 40 years, there have been 2 attempts at pro baseball and 1 attempt at summer collegiate baseball in Calgary. That last attempt ended in 2011, 13 years ago. With all this failure of high quality baseball in the city, I'm wondering, is Calgary not a baseball city? I'm Canadian Sam, and I hope you enjoy this video. The first notable attempt at professional baseball in Calgary was the Calgary Cardinals in 1977. They were operated by Russ Parker, a local baseball coach and owner, and were part of the rookie-level Pioneer League. They had the Cardinals name because they were affiliated with the MLB's St. Louis Cardinals until 1979. They then changed their name to the Calgary Expos because they became affiliated with the Montreal Expos. The Calgary Expos lasted until 1984 when Parker purchased the Salt Lake City Gulls, a Triple-A team that had been put up for sale the year prior. Parker renovated Foothills Stadium later that year, and the Calgary Cannons began playing in the spring of 1985. The first season was a success in terms of attendance with 272,322 fans in 63 openings. It all went downhill from there, though, because in 1993, Calgary's Foothills Stadium was identified by the National Association of Professional Baseball Leagues as one of several minor league facilities requiring renovations to meet new standards. The Cannons were given a deadline of April 1, 1995 to complete renovations, or the team would be forced to relocate. The Cannons and the city of Calgary engaged in a very contentious battle over who would pay for the improvements. Renovations finally began, though, in fall 1994 and were completed on time for the next season. 1994 was a big year in Cannons history as their most famous player, A-Rod, walked onto the field as they knew him at the time, Alex. Rodriguez would go on to play 32 games for the team before making history in the major leagues. After 6 years of financial losses, Russ Parker signed a letter of intent to sell the Calgary Cannons to a group from Albuquerque, New Mexico in 2001, 23 years ago, baby. Parker argued at the time that the Cannons no longer made economic sense. Foothills Stadium was very outdated, the Canadian dollar was at record lows against the American dollar, and the city had very poor weather, leading to lower attendance early in the season. The Cannons' 18th and final season was played in 2002, 22 years ago. The next year, 2 new teams began play at Foothills Stadium. The Calgary Outlaws of the Canadian Baseball League, which folded mid-2003 halfway through the first season of the league, and the Calgary Dogs of the Western Canadian Baseball League, a summer collegiate team that would go on to become the Okotoks Dogs. The Calgary Vipers were the most recent professional baseball team to make their home in the city. They were founded in 2005 and right from the get-go were given financial handicaps, unfortunately, such as the requirement to pay a $60,000 annual travel subsidy to offset the cost for the other team in the league to fly to the city. They switched leagues a few times and actually won a championship as a member of the Golden Baseball League, an independent baseball league based in California, which no longer exists as of 2024. However, in 2011 they folded, and the rest is history for professional baseball in Calgary. Nowadays, most baseball fans in Calgary travel to Okotoks to catch a game. It's such an awesome atmosphere out there, actually. The crowd is packed almost every game. There's a huge lawn for kids to play around on, and they let everyone onto the field after games. Most importantly, though, the baseball is high quality. With all the support the Dogs get, they are competitive in their summer collegiate league every year. With all the support for summer baseball, can Calgary support a team? I think we could. If we have someone who is able to build a nice stadium and put together a rookie league team or a summer collegiate team in Calgary, I think it would be successful. The problem is the city of Calgary is planning to tear down Foothills Stadium to put out a field house in Foothills Athletic Park, and that means a new stadium would be necessary if this is to come true. Nowadays, for Foothills Stadium, the actual stands they've been using since 1966 are condemned and can't be used by people who come to watch games here because stuff has fallen from the roof of the stadium, so they've fenced and roped it off for safety reasons. The University of Calgary Dinos Baseball Club also plays their home games here, but for fans of those teams, they have to watch from the left field temporary seats when they come to games. The stadium is in disrepair, but with a few $1 million and some respect for professional baseball in Calgary, I think we could fix this up and build a baseball team here. I wanted to make this video because Calgary now has a basketball team in the Calgary Surge, football team in the Calgary Stampeders, a hockey team in the Calgary Flames, and a soccer team in Calgary FC, and these are all pro sports teams in their respective sports, but for baseball we don't even have a summer collegiate team here. We have to go to Okotoks for that. So back in the day, A-Rod started his career playing here, and now we have a stadium in disrepair and no plans to replace it with a newer one. So Calgary, are we a baseball city, or are we just Okotoks Dog supporters who try to forget that we used to have a AAA team that A-Rod started his career playing for?
Let me know if you think Calgary can support a pro baseball team and whether they should use Foothills Stadium or build an entirely new one. Let me know in the comments down below if you enjoyed this video. I hope you had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun making it. I'm Canadian Sam. Please put a like on it. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And I'll see you in the next one. All the best.